Want to welcome you to Fall Wings and our Wings team. And our team will be introduced to you a little later. I'm Mark Livingston, and the first thing that we like to do with all of our events is open them in prayer. And Aisha Livingston here is going to open us in prayer for our Fall Wings 2024 session.
Wonderful. And if everyone could mute their microphones. If you're not already, I think most of you are muted, and Mark might mute people that I think everyone's zipping along.
Yeah.
Muting. That's great. Wow. Welcome. There's Julie. Welcome. So good to see you. Cross the miles, the magic of Zoom. All right. Well, let's take a moment, and if you can, get your feet flat on the floor, and let's take a nice deep breath together, just linking our hearts, our heart energy across the miles, breathing in and hold at the top of the breath, and a long, slow exhale. We're going to do that 2 more times to bring us into center, breathing in. And a long, slow exhale. And one last time, breathing in. And a long, slow exhale. Now letting your breathing rhythm return to what is easy and comfortable. We align our consciousness with the truth of who we are, that indwelling Christ consciousness. And in that alignment, we see and know the divine source energy, our mother, our father, our provider of all that we see is in us and around us and through us, closer than our very heartbeat. And we let all the thoughts and residue of the day, however it is, just let it settle. We can pick it up after this call, whatever we want to pick up. And focusing in on the heart. You can imagine our breath going into the heart, just easy. Feeling a lightening of our heart. And in this joy and lightening and connection of hearts, we dedicate this call to the youth of unity, to its amazing expansion. We see the youth of unity strong and growing and attracting people of like mind, of like awesomeness, to continue this movement of empowerment, both for youth and adults, for everyone involved, empowered to find and know and remember the truth of who we are. And that we use this truth, we stand in this truth and make a beautiful, positive difference wherever we stand here on this earth. I let this training be one small drop to raise all the ships, brings all into alignment, all into this heart energy. No matter what's going on around us, we know who we are. Children, creations, light of the Most High. And we pray in and as the indwelling Christ consciousness, and so it is. Amen. All right. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Betsy Junti, who is going to introduce herself. And before she passes on for other introductions, she's going to tell a little bit about how the Wings team formed, like where this brainchild came from.
Oh yeah, so it's funny because clearly I don't think I knew I was gonna be like I'm trying to find the document. All right, here's what happened. Since COVID has changed a lot for Youth of Unity, the tradition, long-standing tradition of uh going from teen to teen has sort of stopped. And so how do you rebuild a program that's youth led? And when Aisha had started working at the village chapel, I was like, we should do some sort of training. And then I talked to Angie, who wanted to do a training, and then Nick got involved and brought us Dina, and Miranda got involved and got some support from her church and UWM. So it was really been kind of an incredible journey of bringing a snowball and now it's even bigger because we had our first real weekend event in March. Was that March? That seems, and now we're doing a bunch of mini events to help support, and we have a full year schedule. So to introduce myself, I grew up in Unity and went through Youth of Unity and Next Generation of Unity, and have a long and exciting Unity career. And so I tend to actually downplay because I really like to connect with people. And if you have so many things, they're like, oh, what to hang on to? Anyway, but recently I did say if you say Youth of Unity 3 times, I'll appear because of my obsession with Youth of Unity and its history and its impact on me. So with that, I think I'm passing to Nick. That sounds great.
Actually,
It's gonna be
Or
Aaron.
no, yeah,
we're
anybody?
going to pop over to Angie.
Okay, and by Nick, I mean Angie. I just got the West Coast confused.
Thank you, Betsy. My name is Angie Keys. I am in the Southwest region, and I did not grow up in Unity, unfortunately, but I found it about a little over 20 years ago. And I've been so blessed to be active in the youth ministry program and to kind of get experience in each of the different roles. And I love it. I went to my first rally probably 20 years ago and just never stopped, because working with the youth and being at those rallies is just so uplifting and inspiring and amazing. And the youth, man, they are learning so much valuable stuff. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be there with them. And I am going to send it over to Dina. Thank you.
And I'm going to turn my mic on because that helps. Thank you, Angie. My name's Dina Clark. I've been in Unity for a very long time now, pretty close to 50 years. Both my kids were raised in Unity, and I've held a number of things. I've been a youth ed director and been on the board and all kinds of things. But the thing that stuck with me was a little over 25 years ago, my daughter asked me to be a YOU sponsor. And kind of like Angie, I went to my first event and I was hooked. And I think it's the best thing out there. I want all of the people that are high school age in the whole world to have a YOU experience. I really do believe it's a wonderful thing that we can provide for people to learn how to be their best spiritual self and how to get on in the world with some foundation of faith. So that said, I'm here for the day. I'm glad to see all of you are here. And I'm going to hand this off to Aisha.
Thanks, Dina. Really great. Yes. So my name is Aisha Livingston. We I did not grow up in Unity. It would have been awesome if I had. Founded in 1998 and started YOU when our daughter was a sophomore because there was not a YOU program at our church and we had no idea. We didn't even know, we had no idea what it was. We just walked in blind like, okay, whatever it is. And yeah, went to our first rally and we're so blown away. And like Angie, just really never looked back. And it's really been such a wonderful experience and look forward to creating even more and more amazing things. So that's it for me, and I'm gonna shoot it over to Mark. This is easy, same camera.
Mark Livingston, we're a couple, so we found all the unity and the YOU at the same time. And I would say that what has me like still be in YOU, because we came in when our daughter was a sophomore as sponsors, and she's 35 years old. So, and she was our youngest. So I stayed in because starting in that first rally in 2005, left feeling inspired that there's hope for the world because of the way that teenagers are able to take on their spirituality, express themselves, and really show just a healthy leadership and healthy relationships with each other. And I'm going to pass it on to Nick.
See if he's got his tech.
He's able to talk.
I can talk. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So I'm Nick Muncie-Jarvis. I'm the Northwest Region Youth of Unity consultant, and I've been in YOU for 25 years. I went to my first rally as a teen and kept on coming back. But what kept me coming back is YOU is a safe and accepting space. I got to kind of experiment with and try out different aspects of my personality to figure out who I was. And then because I had that safe community, I could just be me out in the real world, because I knew I had a home base I could always rely on. And so it's keep me coming back, because after YOU I was a sponsor and the Next Gen coordinator for the Northwest. And what kept me coming back is to continue to create that safe and loving space for teens as they move through their high school years. So with that, we're gonna move into cool tools for school. So these are just tips and strategies that people use in their day-to-day lives to help them stay centered and spiritually minded while going about their day. And Graham, would you care to share first?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Graham. I'm from the Southwest region. I was a Regi for 3 years. I graduated high school 2 years ago. So yeah, lots of fun. The tool I've used the most since graduation that I learned from Unity is meditation for sure. It's a very basic answer, but it helps every day because I have social anxiety, and so I get stressed out a lot. And especially just like at school when, I mean, I don't know what school the other kids are going to in this call, but my high school, a lot of people always walking around and there's lots of things going on and you got to get to class on time and then there's tests and all this stuff and it can be very overwhelming. But even in like group settings when there's people around, just like quietly meditating to yourself is a great way to relieve a lot of that stress and just refocus yourself and just become mindful of sort of the noises around you. And what I like to do is do like a 4-2-6 breath. There's a lot of different breaths that you can take, but I like doing breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. And then I also just like hiking and connecting with nature, which is something that it's not really a tool, but Unity sort of pushed me to access that part of my spirituality through the different summer camps and the different rallies and retreats where we go out into the mountains or like in the desert. And so my passion for being out in nature has really just increased since I left Unity.
Thank you, Graham.
Yes, thank you, Graham. Has Mariah joined us? No, okay. Well, that's okay. I'm sure she's doing wonderful things wherever she is. So one tool that was shared with me by a friend, in the Northwest, we get beads for each of the YOU events we go to. And she realized after her first event walking around her school that we're all newbies. Like we're all just walking around with one bead trying to figure out how to do life, school, whatever work, whatever it is we're doing day to day. And so that helped her to see people in a more compassionate light and understanding, and also feel better about herself. It's not like everyone else has it figured out and she doesn't. It's like, no, we're all figuring it out one moment at a time. So that was a fun one to hear about. So I think we're going to break up into 4 groups if we can, and just discuss other tools that you have or strategies you use to either stay centered at work or school, or to recenter if you find yourself feeling a bit unbalanced. So Mark, you could break us out. That would be fabulous.
Okay, I'm going to open all rooms. Most will have.
That's so great. And Barbara, would you share yours since it was something you learned in YOU? It's just one
Sure.
lesson they did in YOU and it stayed with her.
Sure. I was in YOU back in the 90s, and one lesson that we did in YOU, and I think it really was just one lesson because I have this really vivid memory of it, was we practiced the art of writing a letter to God as a form of prayer. So not just like, like a burning bowl ceremony where you write it and then you burn it, but like a real like writing out to God, like, here's my stress, here's my problem, my conflict, whatever it is that's heavy on your heart, and writing out like very specifically what you are hoping to get support with, like whether it's wisdom and what to do next, whether it's peace of mind as you let go and let the divine solution present itself to you in relation to whatever your issue is, like just really like doing both not just I need help with this problem, but please, I'm looking for support in this way, and writing it out. And I still use it to this day. And I don't do it like as a casual recentering myself thing, but I do it for like when I'm really stressed out about something, and I've done the normal go-to of like talk to all of my main support people in my life, but that's still not working. Then I recognize, oh, I need to hand this over to God, and then I'll write out that prayer of a letter to God, and a solution always presents itself soon after.
Well, great. Thank you everyone for sharing. This was a fun and enriching conversation.